Welcome back to another episode of Big Decisions. This one here, we're going to talk about purchasing a car. So, what do you do? Purchase a used car? Purchase a brand new car? Get a free car from a relative? Probably the best one, but that's pretty rare. So, let's deal with purchasing a car. New or used? We all love new cars, especially those of us who are not necessarily mechanically inclined. So we want to make sure that we've got a vehicle that we can get from point A to point B without any issues. Really, a lot of cars out there that are used will get you from point A to point B without too many issues. So yeah, there might be a little bit more maintenance there, but you're still going to have maintenance on your brand new vehicle as well. And brand new vehicles aren't necessarily foolproof when it comes to having issues. Had a van one time, tell you this little story, driving on the highway. It was less than 5,000 kilometers old, and guess what? There was zero fluid in the transfer case. So that seized everything up. Couldn't move. And so that meant we were out of a vehicle for a period of time, a couple of weeks. And with 3 kids, needing the van to move around in, that was our only vehicle, it was pretty difficult to be without it and inconvenienced by that for that period of time. And because we were traveling, the van wasn't even in our city. It was in a completely different area, hours away. And so that was a huge convenience. So even buying brand new isn't going to alleviate all the issues there that you may think you have with buying a used vehicle. Buying used vehicles, depending on where you get it and what you know about vehicles, can be a good buy. So make sure you go out, if you don't know much about vehicles, make sure you go out with somebody that knows something about vehicles. If you got a friend that's a mechanic or a friend that's more mechanically inclined, if you got a friend that does their own oil changes, that's better than you who may just go to the dealership or an oil change shop to do your oil changes all the time, right? Because at least then they know about stuff and they know what to look for. So make sure you've got one of those friends or acquaintances that you can take with you when you go look for a vehicle, if it's a used vehicle. Buying a new vehicle is nice because it smells good, there's no issues, there's no dents and scratches, but it's always hard to get that first one. So sometimes it's better to buy a used vehicle just because then you don't have to worry about it. Now, not to say that you're going to go out and crash your vehicle or get a scratch or a dent in it, but if it's already got some of those things in there from a previous owner, you're not as concerned about it. So you're a little bit more relaxed. Whereas in a new vehicle, you might be a little more uptight, which then translates into how you drive. If you're an uptight driver, you might be a little bit panicked. You might have a few more people honk horns at you because you might be driving slower or far more cautious than all the other drivers on the road. So think about your mental state too with that. Buying a new vehicle is always going to be more costly, obviously, because it's new and it's going to cost more than buying a used vehicle. There's the rare opportunity, if you will, of buying a vehicle that will actually appreciate in value. Very rare, that is. So when you buy a new vehicle, generally, drive it off the lot, it's now worth at least 30% less. So you want to make sure that you're prepared for that. You get into a loan, now you owe more than what the vehicle's worth. So if circumstances change in your life where you have to get rid of that vehicle or get rid of that loan, you got to really look at that and whether that's a good choice for you if you don't have the resources to be able to offset that. Having a new vehicle also has that break-in period. So buying a used vehicle, did they do the break-in period right or not? Most likely not. Most people don't. Keep it under 80 kilometers an hour. Don't drive it for longer than, an hour and a half or whatever the break-in period is for that specific vehicle. So you want to make sure that if you've got a vehicle that's got 100,000 kilometers on it, it's probably going to do okay as long as there's no major leaks or anything like that and proper maintenance has been done. And ask for those records when you go and check out the used vehicle. Unless you're just buying a beater, and then probably they don't have any records anyway because they may have done it themselves, or it's a beater and you're buying it for super cheap. So what does it matter? New vehicle, going back to that one there, guess what? When you got a loan on it, you got to pay full POP insurance. That means full coverage on everything, not just your PLPD that you've got on the used vehicle, because it's not worth anything. You get into an accident, don't get into an accident, but if you get into an accident, you've got coverage for everybody else, just not your vehicle. Whereas when you've got a loan on a vehicle or you financed a vehicle, even if it's a used vehicle and you've got a loan on it, they're going to require that you've got full POP insurance. So say your vehicle insurance for PLPD coverage is $150 a month for the used vehicle, just to cover off, just in case you hit somebody, $150 a month. Whereas in a brand new vehicle, that could be $400 a month or more, depending on the vehicle. And so really, are you prepared for that? Because that's going to be a huge expense on top of the loan payment and stuff. Because a lot of people don't think about that. They go from this used vehicle where, oh, my insurance is only $150. I'll get into a new vehicle and my insurance might go up a couple of bucks, but not 3 times, as an example. And then they go, whoa, what happened? I got this huge car loan, plus I've got this huge insurance bill. Should I be buying a new vehicle? You know what? Buy a newer vehicle, but one that's got 20,000 kilometers on it. Yeah, you may still need to get a loan, but then at least it's already depreciated in value and you don't have to worry about it. And it's only got 20,000 kilometers on it. So it's still like a new vehicle. You can still do your things with it. And you don't have to worry as much as, say, a vehicle that's got 200,000 or 300,000 kilometers on it. So look into those things, plan for the used vehicle, plan for those maintenance things. Because guess what? You're going to have to do a timing belt or a timing chain at some point in time. Oil changes are going to happen regardless on a new or a used. Used vehicle, maybe you got to do bigger maintenance things like transmission or things like that. Whereas a new vehicle, you don't. But that money that you're saving on the insurance and even the car payment on a used vehicle easily offset that. So make sure that you plan as well. Save more, spend less. You want to be able to be prepared for those things that are going to come up. New vehicle, they're going to happen every single month that you're going to have to pay for this stuff. Used vehicle, they're going to be random. So make sure you're saving every month for those random big purchases that you're going to have to do on your used car. So as long as you plan, you alleviate that stress and it's all good. Nothing wrong with buying a new vehicle, just plan for it because things are going to be a lot more expensive than what you actually think. So plan for it and you'll be a heck of a lot happier. Enjoy your vehicle, enjoy your ride, and we'll see you in the next video.